We shall just start in 10 minutes. Good morning, everyone. We are going to start at 10:30 live. The live class will start at 10:30. So please hold on till then, and you shall be able to hear and watch the video at 10:30. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to AKG-BTI. We shall start the class in another about 10 minutes. So, those who are able to chat here, they have already logged in. Without logging in, it's not possible to do the chat. So, rest assured that you are already logged in. We'll start the class in just about. We have the great pleasure that Mr. Vittal Koteshwar is also available with us. We will just get connected to each other in, say, about 7 minutes from now, right? So don't worry at all. You will be able to hear everything once the class starts, okay? Yes, just a minute. Let me just have a look at it. Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, friends, till we start the class, at least we can do some things. Just you can say the warming up session that in case of IDBI, what is special about this program for IDBI? IDBI, since it's a leading bank, and the our experience in the last couple of years has shown us that staff is very capable. So based on that, the examination is likely to be, I will say that it's a reasonably tough examination we are expecting for IDBI, because it depends on the capability of the staff, because staff is very capable. So based on that, our expectations is like this. Uh, if last previous years, say about 10 years, I will say is a benchmark, then I will say certainly that focus of IDBI examinations have been on the RBI guidelines. And remember, my friends, ultimately this industry, all banks taken together, are being run on the regulators' guidelines, and our regulator is very active. Almost on every subject which relates to banks, there are directions, guidelines, advisories from the RBI. And based on that, naturally, bank staff is expected to know this in great detail. Once the class starts, our focus also will be on the directions or guidelines issued by RBI in the year 2025. That will be the focus of our today's class, my dear. So those who have already joined, uh, I mean, very nice of them. Rest, my students are still in the process of joining. We shall invite shortly our friend, Mr. A.V. Mittal Koteshwar, uh, to address us, and then we will start the class. We are just waiting for some more time for about 3 minutes to start the class. In the meantime, let me brief you that recently, for example, guidelines on nominations have been changed. Not have been changed, it will be changed from 1st of November 2025. We have to remain prepared for that. Similarly, this year, RBI has revised guidelines on your uh, lending against gold jewelry, co-lending, prepayment of charges. Several things have been changed this year. So we have to lay a focus on all that kind of the things in this class. We have the pleasure that Mr. Sovik has also joined us. We are just going to start in another 2 minutes. Our belief is that today's class should be very useful for the purpose of examination. It should be, we have prepared it also this way, that the most difficult guidelines are placed in the simplest possible manner. Without leaving the concrete things, the guidelines should be explained in a manner which is understandable to the participants. And I'm told that this class this session comprises of the people in A to B, B to C, C to D. All the three categories of the people are there. And we are fortunate that I understand that some D to E participants also might have joined here. In our regular classes also, some persons who are not appearing for tests just to update themselves have joined our classes, regular classes. So we will just start the class. Anshulji, would you like to say something before we start the class?
Good morning, everyone. We welcome you to this special session from Akgbti. And we also welcome Mr. Vittal as well as Mr. Souvik Ghosh, who have been extremely instrumental working through the years for organizing these classes. Every year we organize this class in very close coordination with them. So thank you, both of you, for taking this initiative, for all the members of your uh, this kind of uh, gathering. And we are hosting this class on a platform. You can chat on this platform, though we will advise that you do not chat in between. The teacher will provide some time. Whenever there's a stop, we will tell you about asking your questions. You can ask your questions. With this, I think we can start the recording, sir, and we can make a start and invite Mr. Vittal and Mr. Souvik also.
Okay. Good morning, friends, and welcome to Akgbti once again. we have the great pleasure of addressing this August gathering of IDBI officers. And before starting anything, I must thank my two friends, Mr. Vittal and Sovik, for providing us an opportunity to address the uh, great officers of the IDBI Bank. And I'm told that it's unique thing which is happening. Perhaps for you it may be a usual affair, but for me it is a something special. Believe me, my friends, I have been knowing almost every public sector bank now, be it PNB, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Union Bank, Canara Bank, UCO, Central, Bank of Maharashtra, Punjab and Sindh Bank, everywhere. But very rarely I have come across a situation when associations are organizing such classes. It happens only in IDBI. And I think you all will agree that credit goes to the two great leaders which you are having with you, Mr. Vittal and Mr. Sovik, that their initiatives. Uh, I spoke sometimes back to one of them, and I said that associations activities don't include keep on fighting with the management. No. Associations activities include look for everything for the welfare of the officers of the bank, and negotiation with the management is one of those issues. But besides negotiation with the management, there are many things which can be done. But yes, I will agree that it takes enormous effort. It requires enormous energy. It requires enormous thinking, initiative to organize such kind of sessions. So I think on behalf of the participants also, I can thank my great colleagues, Mr. Sovik and Mr. Vittal. Anshulji, shall we request Vittalji to address the gathering before we start the class?
I think so, yeah.
Good morning, Gupta sir.
Good morning.
Uh, it is a great pleasure to meet you through this online initiative once again. And we are very much thankful for your institute and your team members, your faculty, who helped our members of All India IDBI Officers Association get the opportunity of promotion, and some of them have been promoted also. They have been benefited out of your guidance, classes, and material infrastructure. So we thought we will provide the same support to our I should thank Sauvik so that our members will get benefit to this initiative. And we request all our members to make best use of this initiative and be benefited from Gupta sir's classes and their team members, their material and infrastructure. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Can we request Sovik also to address before we start? Anshulji? Yeah.
Sir, good morning, sir. Good morning, Gupta
Good
sir. Good morning, Anshul sir. And to all my colleagues, it is a pleasure to welcome you for this. I think this is the fourth consecutive year that our association is conducting pan-India level program to like guide all our members for this promotion exam. And I think Gupta sir has been associated with us continuously from the beginning. Like the first thing that I know, I have been speaking with Gupta sir for the past 3, 4 years. and sir has been always instrumental in supporting IDBI bank officers. He has a separate feeling for our officers. Whenever I speak to him, he said, I always consider IDBI as a special part. And the most important thing is, yesterday I was speaking with Anshul sir. He spoke the same words that IDBI has a special point in my heart, and I always support. I will always try to support IDBI Bank. Now, sir, also Anshul sir has been instrumental in taking these classes and supporting us. I think he had a session at 10 a.m. He has postponed it just for our classes. So thank you, Anshul sir. And Gupta sir, it's always a heartfelt thank you to you. Before I let the classes start, I request all the members. I think around 1,400 members have actually registered for the classes. We have informed everyone that classes will start at 10:30. I see only 323 have joined so far. So I've already instructed all to join. There will be two sessions today on RBI guidelines. First session is scheduled from 10:30 as usual. We have started at 10:30 itself, and sir was available even before that. And the next session there will be a 15 minutes break, and then we will start with the second session as per sir's convenience. So anything you wish to ask, please ask after the session is over and in between when sir gives time. Do not interrupt in between. But I request all to take advantage of these sessions. And one most important thing, every time I request sir to take at least some remuneration from us. Sir will not take even a single penny from us. He has arranged for this. He had to contact, I think, at around 11:30 also, I was talking to Anshul sir over WhatsApp that he was working on giving access to all our 1,400 members. Even if anyone has missed out, he has provided with a private YouTube channel that will continue only till this session is on. So anyone who is having trouble in joining can join through that YouTube channel. After this link is full, I will share that YouTube channel. Anyways, I thank all of you. That I think I thank Gupta sir and Anshul sir, and I think every one of our officers should also thank him because of his support. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Before I start, let me repeat once again. It is a message for Vitalji and Savitri. I will repeat again. Leadership is determined by the kind of initiatives they take for their employees' welfare. I will repeat that fighting with management is not the only objective of the leadership of any association. I simply wish I take this opportunity to say my thoughts also, my wishes also. I've been speaking to people. We adore this institution since 1964. It is a great institution. Industrial finance nobody knew in this country. It was only IDBI who taught people to project finance, industrial finance, everything. And we simply wish, I do not know whether our wishes will be heard by God or not, that let them continue like this, the way they are continuing now. It should not go to anybody's hands. It should continue as it is. With this, I will start my session today. And rest assured, my friends, don't worry at all. Throughout this session, we will like to ensure that you are getting the best of the things. Okay, Souvik and Vitalji, shall I start the class now? Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Great.
Thank you, sir.
Well, my friends, I will share the RBI guidelines till 25th of October. Whatever guidelines have been issued by RBI in the last 1 year, we'd like to share with you. And we will also share with you the nomination facility, issues relating to nomination facility, which was notification was issued only day before yesterday by the Ministry of Finance. And with that, we will go ahead. Okay, come on, my friends. I'll share slide with you. Just a minute, please. Just a minute. 1. We will start with the number of nominees, because this is likely to be one question. Definitely I'm expecting 1 or 2 questions expecting in this examination, and then I will come to the RBI guidelines. A change has been made in the nomination in banks. The act for the same was passed way back in April 2025. Notifications were also issued. Only the implementation part was awaited, and implementation will now be from 1st of November 2025. What will be the rules relating to that? Let's try to understand that. You know, my friends, that nomination is permitted in 3 types of the accounts: deposit accounts, safe custody, and lockers. And there has been issue with regard to the nominee. How many nominees can be there? So far, the position was that in deposit accounts, only 1 nominee was allowed. In safe custody, only 1 nominee was allowed. And in lockers also, only 1 nominee was allowed, except in case of jointly operated lockers, where more than 1 nominee could be allowed. Now they have allowed 4 nominees. But there is a difference. Everybody is crazy that 4 nominations have been allowed. It's not so. 2 aspects are taking place. 1, can you have 4 nominations like post office? Like we have the facility in PPF, Sukanya, Senior Citizen Savings Scheme, or other schemes of the post office, where I can say that these are the 3 nominees and they will get this much share. That's one aspect of the nomination. Second aspect is that, say I appoint 4 nominees. I tell that first nominee will be this. This was a great problem, that a depositor made a nomination and the nominee himself died in the accident along with the depositor. Normally, people appoint wife or son as the nominee, and they were traveling together, and the death took place simultaneously. Now the problem is that how to settle the claims. So the another facility which has been permitted is that you can have 4 nominations. That first number will be of Mr. A. If Mr. A is alive on the death of the depositor, then A will get the money. If A is not alive on the death of the depositor, then B will get the money. If B is also not alive, then C will get the money. And if C is also not alive, then the D will get the money. So D's turn will not come till A, B, C, any one of them is alive. Like that situation is there. So I'll explain to you. In deposit accounts, the rule now is 1 or more persons can be appointed as nominee up to a maximum of 4. Earlier it was only 1. Now it is up to 4. But look at the things, my dear. In deposit accounts, it can be done either successively or simultaneously. As we will go ahead, we will find in safe custody and lockers, it can be done only successively, not simultaneously. Though there are 4 nominees, but that is successively, not simultaneously, in safe custody and locker account. Only in case of deposit account, they have provided nomination on successively or simultaneously. What is the meaning of that? I will explain to you, don't worry. If the nomination is made successively, let these lines be written, don't worry. If the nomination is made successively in favor of more than 1 person, then the depositor has to give the order in which order the people will succeed. Assuming that nomination has been made in the name of A, B, C, D. And if the depositor dies, the first right will be of Mr. A. First right will be of Mr. A, who will receive the payment from the bank if he's alive. If he is not alive, then the second person in succession, Mr. B, will receive the money from the bank. If both A and B have died and depositor dies thereafter, then C will be entitled to receive money from the bank. And assuming that A, B, C, all the three have died, and depositor dies thereafter, then D will be entitled to receive the money from the bank. That is the meaning of this successive nomination. Meaning of successive nomination. And remember, my friends, though it not in this line, RBI has made it clear that the amount will be given to the nominees as a trustee of the legal heirs. They do not become owners of that money. They are accepting the money from the bank only as the trustee of the legal heirs. Now, this has been made very specific. We will read it a little later. Okay. So that was the nomination in respect of the deposits. But where the nomination is made simultaneously, A, B, C, D simultaneously. Nobody will succeed each other. No, simultaneously. Then depositor will have to declare how much share will be of each one of them. For example, he may say A will have the 50% share, B will have the 20% share, C will have the 20% share, and D will have only 10% share. So he will have to indicate the share which each nominee will get out of the money received from the on the death of the depositor. And remember again, all the four nominees are not getting money as owners. They are getting it as a trustee of the legal heirs. They will have to distribute that money to the trustee of the legal heirs. Generally, what happens is, why this rule has been made, my dear friends, normally it is an assumption, though it is not necessity. It is an assumption that generally a person will nominate four persons who are, broadly speaking, his legal heirs. So he wants to distribute the wealth in all his legal heirs equally, kind of the thing. Then he may say that equal portion. No dispute later on. No dispute later on that one person takes away the money and he does not distribute to the other legal heirs. So some that kind of the feeling may take place. Then 1 minute, quickly, let's have a look at it, my dear friends. In case of safe custody, if account is in the name of a single person, maximum nominees can be 4, but only successively, not simultaneously. Remember, people are not making it clear. Unfortunately, everybody is shouting that 4 nominations allowed in safe custody. Oh no, my dear. It is successively. There is no sharing, Contents will be delivered to the person in the order of succession. A is alive, A will get the entire contents. B, C, D will not have any role at all. If A is not alive, then B. B is not alive, then C. If C is also not alive, then D. But no sharing. And come to in joint account, nomination account, rule has not been changed, nomination is not allowed. In safe custody, in joint accounts, nomination has not been permitted even now. There is a unnecessarily misunderstanding. Local accounts. Now there is a rule here, a change here. Earlier nomination was allowed only in the lockers in the name of a single person or jointly operated lockers. In either of survivor lockers, operation was not permitted, though banks used to do it, but legally it was not stated. Now the rule has been changed. The account may be of one person, or hirers may be 2 persons, 3 persons, on either or survivor or anyone or survivor basis. In this case also, they have permitted nomination up to 4. But here also, again, my dear friends, it is only successively. Successively. No sharing among the nominees, no. It's only the order that in which they will get the contents of the locker. In jointly operated locker, guidelines have not been changed. Nominees can be one or more than one. Nominees can be one or more than one. Nominees can be one or more than one. No guideline has been changed. Now, how much it can be, I do not know. Frankly speaking, they have not specified anything that more than one means what? 4, 5, 6, nothing of that has been stated. So we'll continue with this line, one or more than one. So this is about the nomination. Come on, my friends. And now we come to the RBI guidelines per se. Come on, my friends. Just one. I'll share with you. Nomination facility we already done. Look at this. This is up to 25th October, in fact. First of all, I'll share with you the monetary policy statement of 1st October. And before your examination, no other policy statement is going to come. So this is a crucial policy statement for all of you. Repo rate was changed to 5.5% from 6th of June 2025. लिखते रहिए भाई थोड़ा सा. Please keep on writing, my dear friends. Notes बनेंगे तो आप बाद में याद रख पाएंगे, बातें याद नहीं रहेंगी. Repo rate was changed to 6.5% from 6th of June 2025. In August policy and October policy, the repo rate was kept unchanged at 5.5%. The repo rate was kept unchanged at 5.5%. There are 3 more rates, my dear. 3 more rates are there, which are linked to the repo rate. You may write down. Standing deposit facility rate is linked to repo rate, is linked to repo rate, and it is 25 basis points less than the repo rate. 25 basis points less than the repo rate. So it will remain at 5.25%. It will remain at 5.25%. Next, marginal standing facility rate and bank rate are also linked to the repo rate. And these are 25 basis points more. These are 25 basis points more than the repo rate. 25 basis points more than the repo rate. And therefore, they remain at 5.75%. They remain at 5.75%. एक सवाल नहीं. From one question, I will discuss 3, 4, 5 questions. Come on, my friends. GDP growth for 2025-26 is projected by RBI at 6.8%. At 6.8%. And remember this line, the risks are evenly balanced. एक बार एग्जाम में ये भी पूछा गया था, risks are this way, that way, balanced. No, risks are evenly balanced. CPI based inflation, CPI index based inflation, consumer price index based inflation for 2025-26 is projected at 2.6%. Is projected at 2.6%. The risks are evenly balanced. The risks are evenly balanced. The risks are evenly balanced. Come to the external sector. As a revised figure is not likely to come before your examination. As on September 26, 25, foreign exchange reserves were US dollar 700.2 billion, sufficient to cover 11 months of merchandise imports. Sufficient to cover 11 months of merchandise imports. 11 months of merchandise imports. Come on, man. This guideline was actually issued on 16th of October, which I have mentioned here as 6th October. This guideline was issued on 16th of October. What is this guideline? You may be knowing exchange earner foreign currency account is there. Any exporter can open exchange earner foreign currency account in India. 100% of the export proceeds can be credited to this account. This account can be utilized to make payment in foreign exchange if some imports, etc. is taking place. And the rule today is that the total amount credited during a calendar month, for example, in October, it must be utilized by the end of the next month. That is by 30th of November. Otherwise, on 30th November, it will be converted to rupees. Now, slightly, this line has been changed, that this account can be maintained even abroad. Note kariye mere dosto. An exporter may maintain foreign currency account with a bank outside India or international financial service center. मैं लिख पाऊंगा वो लाइन लिखिए. After utilizing the money for imports, it should be repatriated to India. It should be repatriated to India. It should be repatriated to India by next month. But in case of accounts maintained at IFSC, this period is 3 months. You can keep the amount for 3 months in a branch at IFSC. But if you're opening the account abroad, then it should be repatriated to India by next month. Yes, my friends. It can be maintained in multiple currency, no issues. No currency has been prescribed. Another rule has come, my dear. This rule came on 6th of October 2025. I do not know whether your bank has said that up to 30th September 2025, even if it is so, 1 or 2 lines, maybe it's all right. Authorized dealer bank in India, authorized dealer bank in India may lend in Indian rupees, to a resident in Bhutan, Nepal or Sri Lanka. To a resident in Bhutan, Nepal or Sri Lanka. और रुपये में आप लैंडिंग कर सकते हैं। जो लोग रेजिडेंट है भूटान, नेपाल और श्रीलंका में, आपके रिलेशनशिप इनके साथ अच्छे हैं, तो इस आरबीआई ने सुविधा दे दी है फॉर क्रॉस बॉर्डर ट्रांजैक्शन, वहां के बैंकों को भी दे सकते हैं। भाई मैं लेटेस्ट इसलिए पकड़ रहा हूं, बस इसके बाद की आनी मुश्किल है आपके यहाँ। आई दोस्तों, इसकी क्या न्यूज है? रिजर्व बैंक इंटीग्रेटेड ओम्बड्समैन स्कीम, रिजर्व बैंक इंटीग्रेटेड ओम्बड्समैन स्कीम, व्हाट इज द डेवलपमेंट? लिखिए दोस्तों, ओम्बड्समैन स्कीम has been made applicable to state and central cooperative banks also. State and central cooperative banks also. पहले नहीं थी, अब लागू कर दी गई है। तो अब आप लिख सकते हैं, scheme is applicable to all banks in India. Scheme is applicable to all banks in India. Non-banking finance companies which accept public deposits, or their asset size is 100 crore and above, all system participants, payment system operators, and credit information companies, I mean, investment in corporate debt securities by persons resident outside India through special rupee escrow account. मैं लिखवाऊंगा दोस्तों, आसान करके लिखवाऊंगा। ये सर्कुलर अगर आप वहां पे देखेंगे तो बहुत बड़ा सर्कुलर है, उसमें से पहले 5 लाइनें निकाली गई, 4 लाइनें निकाली गई, उसको और सिंपल करके लिख पाएंगे आपको। Persons resident outside India are allowed to maintain special rupee escrow account, for international trade settlement in Indian rupees. If there is any surplus in this account, it can be invested in central government securities, non-convertible debentures or bonds, and commercial papers issued by Indian company. ध्यान दीजिएगा, reporting on EDPMS and IDPMS. छोटा सा हिंट लगा ले बस. Reporting on EDPMS and IDPMS, export data processing and monitoring, import data processing and monitoring. थोड़ा ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के लिए 10 लाख रुपए तक की एंट्री हम एक्सपोर्टर या इंपोर्टर के डिक्लेरेशन पे ही क्लोज कर देंगे. लिखो दोस्तों. To promote ease of doing business, entries up to rupees 10 lakh, entries up to rupees 10 lakh per entry or bill, will be closed on the basis of declaration by the concerned exporter or importer. 10 लाख रुपए तक बिल हो और एक्सपोर्टर लिख के दे दे कि साहब मुझे पैसा आ गया, एंट्री बंद कर देंगे. 10 लाख तक का इंपोर्ट बिल हो, इंपोर्टर लिख के दे दे कि साहब मैंने पैसा दे दिया, एंट्री क्लोज कर देंगे. ये मतलब है इसका भाई. ठीक है. आओ थोड़ा सा एक बात ध्यान करिएगा, ज्यादा बात नहीं करेंगे. 98.35% of 98.35% of rupees 2000 bank notes, which were circulation on 19th May 2023, which were in circulation on 19th May 2023, have been returned to RBI. Have been returned to RBI. Entries up to rupees 10 lakh per entry or bill. Entries up to rupees 10 lakh per entry or bill. Okay. Come on, my friends. Well, my friends, I have respect for each one of you. And I have the respect for every language. While 90% of the lecture is delivered in English, I feel it my duty. I'm saying it very frankly, to explain some things in Hindi as well for the persons who understand it better in Hindi. So the persons who are well conversant with English, they should not feel panic if I'm speaking in Hindi. I speak in Hindi only to explain a thing which has already been explained in English. So when I speak in Hindi, you can simply ignore it, because that thing has already been explained in English. That thing is only explained in Hindi once again. And my experience of teaching for last 25 years telling me very clearly that in a large section of this country, people understand Hindi in a much better way than the English. And in a large section of the India, people understand English better than the Hindi. So both language should be respected. Okay. किसी साथी ने मुझे कही थी कि कृपया हिंदी, please speak in English only. I'm making it clear that if I speak in Hindi, it is simply a whatever I have taught in English, that only is being spoken in Hindi. Nothing additional. Okay, kindly carry on. Now, RBI launches scheme for facilitating accelerated payout, inoperative accounts and unclaimed deposits. Try to understand it, my friends. Try to understand it. We all know, my friends, A deposit which is not operated for 2 years is called as inoperative. And if in an account there is no operation for last 10 years, then it is called as unclaimed deposit. RBI has been taking various steps. Can you tell me any one of the steps taken by RBI for repayment of the deposits, unclaimed deposits, repayment of the unclaimed deposits? एक स्टेप बता दीजिए मुझे. हाँ, ये साथी मुझे बता रहे हैं. Only one of my friends has told me one step. Two. Yes. DAAF account is not a step. No. There are 2 steps were taken by RBI. 2-3 steps have been taken. One, they started a scheme. 100 days, 100 rupees. Then they launched a portal with the name Udgam, where data on unclaimed deposits of all banks has been placed at one site, at one place, so that the claimants can just look for this. Now, what RBI has done is they have come out with a scheme that if you activate the inoperative accounts or you locate the person's legal heirs or whatever it is of the unclaimed deposits, we will pay cash to you, to the bankers. We will pay incentive to the bankers. That incentive is there. How much incentive will you give? A scheme is available from 1st of October to 30th of September 2026. Scheme is applicable from 1st October 2025 to September 30, 2026. To me, it appeared it is a money-minting business for the banks. See? If the account is inoperative up to 4 years, and if you activate it, incentive will be 5% of the amount or rupees 5,000, whichever is less. If account is inoperative up to 4 years, you will get 5% of the amount or rupees 5,000, whichever is less. If it is inoperative for more than 4 years, up to 8 years. If it is inoperative for more than 4 years to 8 years, 6% of the amount or rupees 10,000, whichever is less. If it is inoperative for more than 8 years to 10 years, 7% of the amount or rupees 15,000, whichever is less. And if it is unclaimed deposit, inoperative for more than 10 years, the incentive is 7.5% of the amount or rupees 25,000, whichever is less. याद रख लीजिएगा, सवाल की पूरी उम्मीद है. बहुत बढ़िया. Come on, my friends. The claims will be sent quarterly within 1 month from close of the quarter. And RBI will pay the incentive within 30 days. RBI will pay the incentive within 30 days from the submission. RBI will pay the incentive within 30 days from the date of submission. Come on, my friends. Two deputy governors have been appointed this year. One is Shirish Chandra Murmu. From 30th September 2025. And second is Madam Poonam Gupta Second is Madam Poona Gupta. Date I will tell you separately. I will have to look for it. And thirdly, you can write down right here itself. T. Ravi Shankar. T. Ravi Shankar completed 3 years as Deputy Governor. Completed 3 years as Deputy Governor. Given an extension of 1 year. Given an extension of 1 year. RBI has issued certain guidelines on interest rate on advances. These guidelines were issued on September 29, 2025. September 29, 2025. Note करिए मैं साथ में. Try to understand. You might have heard about external benchmark lending rate. And most of the banks in India have linked their lending rates to repo rate. Repo rate. They have the repo rate plus spread. The spread has two components. One, risk premium plus other spread. And till now, there is a RBI guideline that you will not change spread for 3 years. Today, you have sanctioned a loan. You have said that your loan will be repo rate plus so much %. This plus so much % you will not change for 3 years. You can change it if risk premium increases. Now RBI said you can change it before 3 years if you want to reduce the spread. If you want to increase the spread, you cannot change before 3 years. If you want to reduce the spread, you can change before 3 years. So you can write down. You can write down, my friends. In case of external benchmark lending rate, in case of external benchmark lending rate, spread can be altered once in 3 years. Spread can be altered once in 3 years. Now RBI is advised. That it can be reduced before 3 years. It can be reduced before 3 years, but in a non-discriminatory manner. In a non-discriminatory manner. सब के लिए reduce करेंगे, सब के लिए करेंगे. In a non-discriminatory manner. Second thing, my dear friends. Second thing, my friends. On personal loans, which are based on EMI, there was a guideline by RBI about, I think, 1.5 years back, that banks will give option to the borrowers to change from floating rate to fixed rate. Floating rate to fixed rate. Now RBI said that bank may at its option, banks may at its option provide choice to the borrower, to switch to a fixed rate, बैंकों में लोन 2 प्रकार से दिए जाते हैं. Loans are given in 2 types. It could be at floating rate. The rate of interest is linked to repo rate or something else, which keep on increasing and decreasing, or at fixed rate. So if a borrower wants that his floating rate should be changed to fixed rate, earlier this was mandatory on the part of the bank to accept his request. Now it is the choice of the bank to accept that request or not. Next move करिए मेरे साथ. Basel III capital regulation My friends, as per Basel III, banks are required to bring two types of capital, Tier 1 capital and Tier 2 capital. Within Tier 1 capital, there are two kinds of capital, common equity Tier 1 capital and additional Tier 1 capital. Within additional Tier 1 capital, perpetual debt instruments are considered as part of the additional equity capital, additional Tier 1 equity, additional Tier 1 capital. Now, what RBI has done is that if you have issued perpetual debt instruments, you have issued it in foreign currency abroad, that will also be included in additional Tier 1 capital. Write down, my friends. Banks are allowed to issue perpetual debt instruments, in India, which will be considered as additional Tier 1 capital. Now, from 1st October 2025, PDI issued in foreign currency will also be eligible for inclusion in additional Tier 1 capital. Ways and means advances limit for India. Government of India, October 2025 to March 2026. What is ways and means advance? It is an advance given by RBI to the Government of India and state governments to meet temporary mismatches in liquidity. For the current half year, maximum amount of the lending has been pegged at rupees 50,000 crore. लिख लीजिएगा. Ways and means advances are the advances provided by RBI to Government of India to meet temporary mismatches in liquidity. The limit for this advance from 1st October 2025 to 31st March 2026 has been pegged at maximum rupees 50,000 crore. As in pegged at maximum rupees 50,000 crore. Next one. बड़ा बड़ा circular है भाई. It's a long circular. I'll just explain to you. RBI has recently issued guidelines on settlement of death claims. RBI guidelines on settlement of death claims will be applicable from 26 September 2025. from 31st March 2026. This will be implemented from 31st March 2026. It is applicable only on bank deposits, safe custody and lockers. It's applicable only on bank deposits, safe custody and lockers, in names of individuals, not applicable in government deposits, not applicable to government deposits, like senior citizen savings scheme, PPF or SSS, Sukanya savings scheme. Rules are देख लीजिए. It's a reasonably very long circular in the RBI. If you go to their site, very long circular is there. We have tried to edit it and place it in our own way. Let's have a look at it. If an account has a nominee, if a deposit account has a nominee, or has a survivorship clause, either a survivor, former survivor, has a survivorship clause, then amount can be paid to nominee or survivor. Amount can be paid to nominee or survivor on the basis of following documents. Number 1, claim form. Number 2, death certificate, copy, death certificate. And number 3, OVD of the nominee or survivor. So that he could be identified. He or she could be identified. OVD of the nominee or survivor. No indemnity to be taken. No indemnity is required. No surety is required. No indemnity is required. No surety is required. But no succession certificate is required. No succession certificate is required. The nominee or survivor will be given in writing, that they are receiving the payment, from the bank, as trustee of legal heirs. Come on, my friends. If there is no nomination and no survivorship clause, then claims up to rupees 15 lakh. Claims up to rupees 15 lakh. Can be settled on the basis of following documents. Claim form, death certificate, OVD, तीनों तो वही है. claim form, death certificate, and OVD of the claimant. Fourth is NOC from the legal heirs. NOC from the legal heirs who are not claiming the amount. Who are not claiming the amount. If there are 7 legal heirs and the 6 rights in favor of the 7, that he will claim the money from the bank, the 6th person will give the NOC. Fifth document is indemnity bond signed by the claimant. Indemnity bond signed by the claimant. And seventh document is declaration by an independent person. Declaration by an independent person, well known to the family of the deceased, and acceptable to the bank, regarding legal heirs of the deceased depositor. Surety bond from a third party is not required. These claims can be settled. In this way. If there are no contesting claim, कोई और लीगल हेयर आके क्लेम नहीं कर रहा है. If there are no contesting claim and no stay order from the court, if amount is more than rupees 15 lakh, if amount is more than 15 lakh, if amount is more than 15 lakh, then all documents as stated above will be taken. All documents as stated above will be taken. In addition to that, either succession certificate will be taken. Or affidavit by a person. Before notary or magistrate by an independent person known to the family of deceased and acceptable to the bank, regarding legal heirs. या तो सक्सेशन सर्टिफिकेट ले आओ, या कोई आदमी डिक्लेयर कर दे कि साहब इनके तो 5 बच्चे हैं और ये पत्नी है, ये 6 लीगल एड्स हैं, तो कोई कह दे नोटरी पब्लिक या मजिस्ट्रेट के सामने एफिडेविट दे दे इस बात का. In this case, third party guarantee may be taken. Third party surety may be taken. If a will has been written, fourth point, if a will has been written and there is no dispute, settle the claim on the basis of probate. Or or letter of administration. In addition to death certificate, claim form, and OVD of the claimant. 3 डॉक्यूमेंट्स ये लेने हैं, एक ये और आ गया नया, प्रोबेटर मिला। बैंक में सेटल द क्लेम even without probate. Bank may settle the claim even without probate, based on the will of the deceased. Based on the will of the deceased. Based on the will of the deceased. In case of dispute, settle the claim on the basis of probate of will, or letter of administration, or succession certificate, or court decree, एक बात और लिख, if after the death of the depositor, some amount is received in the account, it will be returned to the remitter. With the remark, account holder deceased. And advise the nominee or survivors. Continuous clearing in check truncation system. August 13 की गाइडलाइन है मेरे साथ. Continuous clearing in check truncation system. Rules of clearing has been changed. ध्यान दीजिए, बात बहुत बड़ी है. I will make it short. In the first days, from 4th October 2025, there will be a single presentation session. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Whenever a check is deposited with the branch, it will be immediately scanned. And sent to the clearing house. And clearing house will send the image immediately. To the dry bank. On the check, item expiry time will be mentioned. Dry bank will either send positive confirmation or honored checks. Or negative confirmation within stipulated time, maximum up to 7 p.m. 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 If no intimation is received, it will be presumed that check has been honored. If no intimation is received, it will be presumed that check has been honored. Check has been honored. Next bar. In phase 2, from 3rd January 2026, in phase 2, from 3rd January 2026, item expiry time will be T plus 3 hours. T plus 3 hours. If a check is received by drawing bank between 10 and 11, it will have to be confirmed positively or negatively by 2 p.m. T plus 3 clear hours. If a check is received by drawing bank between 10 and 11 a.m., he has to reply positively by 2 p.m., either positively or negatively. Otherwise, it will be treated as approved. It will be treated as item as approved. Presenting bank will release the payment to customer. Within 1 hour of the successful settlement. सेम डे क्रेडिट मिलेगा. बेसिकली बात यह सेम डे क्रेडिट मिलेगा. एक न्यूज और है मेरे साथियों, 7 अगस्त की है. फर्स्ट स्मॉल बैंक to be given permission to convert to universal bank is AU Small Finance Bank. AU Small Finance Bank is the first small bank, who has been given approval, to convert into a universal bank. पिछली बार कम से कम 7-8 बैंकों में सवाल आया था. ध्यान करेंगे. RBI डिजिटल पेमेंट्स इंडेक्स for March 2025 stands at 493.22. This index was constructed with March 2018 as the base period. With March 2018 as the base period. Next, my friends. Latest बैंक आया है, NSDL Payment Bank. NSDL Payment Bank is the latest bank. to be included in second schedule of RBI Act. To be included in second schedule of RBI Act. Second schedule of RBI Act. Any question, my friends, up to this stage? Because now a major guideline will start RBI co-lending arrangements. It's a very long circular. I've tried to pick up the important points. Let me make it clear. We have many students from IDBI in our regular classes. And we send the detailed guidelines to them. Which they can read after attending the regular classes. Because to read such long paragraphs, it's at times difficult and a little requires more effort to understand. So once we make the people understand through the simple language and then they read detailed guidelines, it will be very helpful to the persons. Come on, मेरे साथ ही पूछा है. ध्यान दीजिएगा, मेरे साथियों ने थोड़ी अच्छी बातें लिखी हैं. They have appreciated our effort. Let's go ahead. One of my friends has asked a question. If in a CC account, whether the base rate will be fixed for 3 years or in every renewal, we can change the base rate as per bank's present base rate. The point is very simple, my friends. The rate which you cannot change for 3 years is applicable in respect of the term loans. The rate which you cannot change for 3 years is applicable on term loans. Cash credit is sanctioned only for 1 year. Cash credit is not sanctioned for 3 years or 5 years. After every 12 months, I revise my terms and conditions in cash credit. So this rule does not apply to cash credit accounts. Okay. Come on, RBI co-lending arrangements, a very important circular has come. ध्यान दीजिएगा. Before coming to the slides, please listen to me. How do the banks finance? IDBI bank can finance alone, some borrower. Or it is quite possible that your borrower is availing term loan from you, cash credit from Punjab National Bank, bills limit from Union Bank of India, and packing credit facilities from Bank of Baroda. It is possible. It is called as multiple banking. And if IDBI Bank, PNB, Bank of Baroda, and Union Bank join together, they have a common documentation, they have a common security, they have common charge over the securities, and they have a common appraisal, and collectively give finance. It is called as consortium. And there is a third condition, syndication. In syndication, one bank prepares the project report for the borrower, appraises the same, and send the same to several banks that our client is in need of 200 crore. Project report is enclosed. How much commitment you are ready to take? They will indicate that I can take 20 crore, 30 crore, something like that. That is called a syndication. Now, another arrangement has come, co-lending. There is a background behind that before these guidelines came. You know, non-banking finance companies have a better reach to the people at the ground. Bankers, despite their efforts, do not have so much of the interaction with the people at the ground level, despite best efforts. And frankly speaking, I think that touch is slowly decreasing. In our times, it used to be much more. Sometimes I remember my days. I will get up at 5:30, get ready by 6:30. My agriculture officer will come to my home. And we both on the motorcycle will go to the villages at 6:30 in the morning. At 6:30 in the morning. And we'll come back by 9. Take a bath again. Come to our bank branch. Practically speaking, I knew everyone in the 25 villages. Personally, I knew everybody in the 25 villages. Because of this reason. Now, this connectivity is lost now. Now, NBFC have this kind of the connectivity with the people. So, RBI permitted that banks and NBFC may join together and do co-lending. NBFC will be a borrower. They don't have that much money. Bank has a lot of money. So, bank will lend. Major part. NBFC will also lend. And RBI had placed a condition that if a loan of 10 lakh is rupees sanctioned, then minimum 2 lakh will be sanctioned by NBFC and balance 8 lakh can be sanctioned by the bank. That arrangement was called as co-lending. It is not multiple banking, it is not consortium. Consortium is generally resorted in very big cases, running into several crores of rupees or syndications. It's basically in small cases, co-lending. Now RBI has revised the guidelines. As we'll go ahead, we'll see what changes have been made. You can just have a look at it one day. We will tell you what is the minimum amount for co-lending arrangement. Just listen. Co-lending means an arrangement between one regulated entity which is called as originator, and another regulated entity which is co-lending, to jointly fund a portfolio of loans, in pre-agreed proportion. Hundreds of the loans have been sanctioned by them jointly. And total portfolio is say running into about 20 crores. They pre-decided that how much stake will be taken by one and balance will be taken by another. To jointly fund a portfolio of loans in a pre-agreed proportion. These directions will be applicable from 1st January 2026. These directions are applicable from 1st January 2026. Applicable to all commercial banks, except RRB, small finance banks, local area banks, and also applicable to financial institutions and NBFC. Practically, I'm telling you that it is broadly between bank and the NBFC. Though they have not specified, it is normally between bank and NBFC. Not applicable to loans sanctioned under multiple banking, consortium lending or syndication. वहां पे गाइडलाइन लागू नहीं होगी. Not applicable to loans sanctioned under multiple banking, Consortium lending or syndication. This rule is changed now. Earlier, this rule was minimum 20%. Now they've changed it to minimum share of each regulated entity. ये RE word आजकल बड़ा popular word है, regulated entity. Minimum share of each regulated entity is 10% of individual loans. 10% of individual loans. 10% of individual loans. Details of the CLA will be disclosed to the borrower. Details of CLA will be disclosed to the borrower. Disclosed to the borrower. Final interest to the borrower. Final interest to the borrower will be blended interest rate. Blended interest rate. Borrower को जब हम बताएंगे, NBFC may be charging 15%. You may be charging 10%. Borrower will not be told 10% or 15%. Borrower will be told the blended interest rate, which will be weighted average rate of interest. Weighted average rate of interest charged by bank and the other entity. उसका weighted average निकाल लेंगे. Next बात. Within 15 calendar days of disbursement by the originating regulated entity, within 15 calendar days of disbursement by originating regulated entity, share will be transferred to other regulated entity. जो उनका शेयर है वो उनको ट्रांसफर कर दिया जाएगा. Share will be transferred to the other regulated entity. Each entity, each regulated entity, bank, NBFC, will maintain separate accounts. 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 And this is important. This is important. Please write down. If account with one regulated entity becomes NPA, if account with one regulated entity becomes NPA, same classification will be applicable to all other regulated entities. जिन्होंने फाइनेंस किया है मिलके सबके खाते एनपीए हो जाएंगे. सबके खाते एनपीए हो जाएंगे. अगर एक एंटिटी का खाता एनपीए हुआ तो सारे के सारे एंटिटीज के खाते एनपीए हो जाएंगे. दैट इज द मीनिंग. With this, my friends, we will have a small break for 15 minutes and we will assemble the class again at 12:15. The method for login will be the same as was in the morning. I will close this class, we'll start the class again immediately and you can log in quickly.